A legal debate years in the making is all about saving electric ratepayers money.
Electric ratepayers are going to pay higher bills to Delmarva and Delaware Electric Cooperative because DNREC violated the law.
What the case is all about and why the state agency says they're within the law. Good evening. I'm Paul Butler.
And I'm Steve Hammond. Welcome to WBOC News at 6. That's where we begin tonight in Sussex County. The legal saga continuing today as attorneys debated carbon emissions, a regional agreement, and a potential increase in electric rates. All of this dates back to regulations that were passed in 2013. Our Sussex County Bureau Chief Evan Kozlov was in the courtroom today. He joins us now outside of the courthouse in Georgetown to break it all down for us. And Evan, this has to do with the regulations of carbon emissions.
Definitely a lot of legalese inside of this building today. After all, this is a very complicated issue. But essentially, the plaintiffs say that the regulations have caused a financial burden, and so ultimately they want it repealed.
A lot of debate inside of this courthouse on Tuesday, namely between this man, Attorney Rich Abbott, representing the plaintiffs, and this man, Deputy Attorney General Ralph Durstein, representing the state. Abbott says the Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control acted improperly, putting a cap on carbon emissions without approval from the General Assembly. And he says these higher utility costs would no doubt be passed on to ratepayers.
Those electric consumers will pay more money because of DNREC's invalid regulations.
And no doubt, it's a complicated matter, but in a nutshell, here's the issue at hand. In 2005, Delaware and 8 other states entered into an agreement putting a cap on carbon emissions from power plants throughout the region at 180 million metric tons. Then, in 2012, the coalition cut that cap in half, reducing it to 90 million metric tons. As a result, DNREC adjusted their regulations, which the plaintiffs argue was unfair without approval from lawmakers. Durstein disagrees. He wouldn't speak on camera, but tells WBOC that the General Assembly, quote, understood that over time the cap could change, continuing that they delineated the authority to the Secretary. But Abbott has his doubts about that authority.
It boils down to separation of powers. The General Assembly can do pretty much as it wishes, but the executive branch, DNREC, can only do what the General Assembly allows them to do.
But for now, the regulations remain as the legal saga continues.
Now, the main debate today was about whether lowering the cap would actually lead to higher rates for you at home. As you heard, Abbott says absolutely, but DNREC officials that I spoke with tell me that really it's unclear in their mind at this point. Reporting from the courthouse, Evan Kozlov for WBOC News in Georgetown.
All right, Evan, thank you very much. Now, we have a few details about what was discussed at today's hearings. Abbott was looking for 2 motions. One was to put a stay or a freeze on the regulations until a decision is made. The other was for what's called a summary judgment, meaning a judge makes the decision and not a jury. As of now, no decisions have been made on either motion in Sussex County.